Okay, so we're going to start by sitting, and if you have your cushion handy for a bit later on, or you can use a rolled up jumper or blanket. So, taking a moment to settle. The house might be a bit quieter today, might not. Just any sounds, any distractions, any interruptions, whether they're external or internal, just allow them to be there. Just treat them as though they're data. So any worries, any thinking about the future, any planning, any to-do lists, any adding to your online shopping order, it's all welcome. It's just data. It doesn't mean you're not present with your practice today at all. So as we're sitting here, let's just make sure the spine is long, a slight tuck of the chin, and as ever, encouraging our shoulders to hang loose. Just imagining an extra bit of space between the ears and the shoulders. And that feeling that although we're sitting upright, that it's not like a prim and proper position. There's a relaxedness to it. It's all about ease. It's all about creating as much space in the body, but the body is still relaxed. So just allowing the breath to come and go just as it pleases, just for a couple of breaths. Not changing the breath, just observing it. Encouraging the jaw and the face to soften. Encouraging the belly to soften as well. And then just a little bit of guided breathing, just to bring a little bit of presence and encourage the body into a relaxation state. We're just going to count 3 in our head silently, counting 3 on the in-breath, and then 6 on the out-breath. If that's at all uncomfortable, you can go to 2 on the in-breath and 4 on the out-breath. And then as you're counting, just encouraging that breath to come right down into the belly. Just a little bit of encouragement and invitation. Keep the eyes soft. And if your eyes aren't closed, just allow the gaze to go hazy. Just relax the eyes. If ever you're feeling stressed and you need to take a moment, just this very simple breathing exercise of doubling the length of the out-breath can really help calm the body down, calm the system down, and then the mind tends to follow. And then just allowing your breath just to return to normality, whatever that might be, just allowing it to come and go just as it pleases, letting go of the technique, letting go of the counting. Let's take a breath in and reach up. A gentle stretch. And then breathing out, bringing the hands down, rolling the shoulders one way, rolling the shoulders the other way. And then let's just turn to look to one side. Keeping the shoulders down, chin slightly tucked still. And then drifting over to the other side. And then floating back to center. Then just taking the hands, putting them behind the head, and just dipping the head down, gazing down. A little bit of a stretch down the back of the neck. Allow the eyes to go soft, keep the shoulders loose. Gentle stretch. Feeling it in the back of the neck and perhaps a bit between the shoulders as well. And then float the head back up, drop the hands, and then draw one arm across to the, and then hold it. So just having a bit of a stretch along the shoulders there, upper back. Keep gazing ahead, slight tuck of the chin always. And then other side. You've been sleeping funny, you might be feeling a bit of tension or tenderness in your shoulders, the arms. And then going to do the mindful Macarena. So just bringing the hands out in front and then rolling palms up, rolling palms down. Starting to wake up the hands, the wrists, the arms, the shoulders. See if you can keep that a fairly graceful movement. Like the hands are floating, the fingers are floating. And then we'll come into a stretch, so turning one hand up. You can see that, and I'm taking the fingers and I'm just gently pulling them down towards the earth, so the stretch is along the top, or the underneath actually of the arm there. Keeping that shoulder down, just pushing into that stretch. Only as, not if the wrist, if this is tender in the wrists, then hold off. And then doing that on the other side. Still keeping those shoulders down and the face relaxed. Lengthen the spine. And then dropping the hands down, roll the shoulders one way and then the other way. And then still working with the breath and the arms now, coming into kind of like a breaststroke move. So as we breathe out, we bring the hands together, reach forward, literally as though we're swimming breaststroke, and we breathe in, drawing the air, lift the chest slightly, and then breathing out. Breathing in and out. In, out. Really lift the chest, bring the air in, and then full kind of exaggerated out breath through the mouth. Do two more. Last one. And then drop the hands down. And then bringing the feet out in front of you now, just a hip distance apart. Push. So you're starting to have a stretch down along the side of the body. Start to engage the core to help keep you upright, drawing the belly button back. And just a moment sitting like this, noticing the point at which the hips are touching the floor, noticing the length in the spine, the relaxation in the shoulders, relaxation in the face. But then that strength in the legs, that slight push of the feet, the strength or the tension and keeping you upright, drawing the kneecaps up, tightening these muscles here so that we're properly hinged and upright but relaxed with the hands on the top of the thighs. There, soft gaze ahead, just sitting there for a couple of breaths. And see if you can encourage that out breath to stay long. And then just let's windscreen wiper those feet a little, starting to work in the hips, loosening up the hips a little. Keep rocking the legs together in unison, feet together in unison. And then back to center, and then pointing the toes, really pointing, and then flexing, and then pointing, and then flexing, and then drawing the legs back in. You can sit on the knees or cross-legged, and we're just going to come into a side stretch. So the spine is just leaning to one side, and you've got this, you know, the imaginary sheets of glass. So we're not leaning forward, we're not leaning backwards. And we're feeling the stretch and the space along the side of the body. And then the other side. We are nicely stretched. We're going to come to standing. And roll the shoulders like I am. Then we're going to just come into carry on working with loosening up the hips a little and working with the legs. Just waking up the legs. We're just going to turn to the side and kick, keeping the legs straight and the foot flexed. I'm going to keep this a fairly kind of fluid, loose movement, work with fluid and looseness in the hips, and you're allowing the momentum of the leg to help with the movement as well. But you are deliberately pushing with the foot, so you're feeling a stretch down the back of the legs there. And see if you can move so that when you're lifting the leg, it's on the out breath, crossing over in breath, out breath, in, out, in, out. So often when we move in yoga, it's on the folding that we're breathing out, and then opening, we're breathing in. Let's do one more each side. And back to center, and taking a wide stance, just taking a dramatic breath in, and a dramatic breath out, and a dramatic breath in. And this time, stay down in the squat, turn the hands to palm up, and the thumb and the first finger touching, keep the shoulders down. Lift up on the pelvic floor, feeling some heat start to build in the legs. Face relaxed, steady breath. Back of the neck long. And then breathe out, then in. Come up to the toes, make a star shape. Reaching with the fingertips. Stretching body as big, as taking up as much space as possible. And then breathing out, relax. Roll the shoulders, shake out the legs. And we're going to come into doing a sun salute, but this time we're going to do the tri-yoga sun salute, which we have done a little bit before. So it's slightly different. It's a bit more demanding on the upper body. And we move with a bit more of a sort of roundness, a wave in the spine. So it moves and exercises and wakes up the spine in a slightly different way to the classical sun salute. But I will walk you through, of course. So coming to our usual standing start position with our feet a hip distance apart. And just taking a few moments to ground ourselves, notice the connection between the feet and the earth, taking our strength from the earth and becoming stronger by using the resistance to the earth. So then I'm going to take a breath in, just as we usually do, reach the hands up and bring them together this time in prayer and look up. And then as we breathe out, we fold at the hips just as we normally do, but we keep our hands together in prayer and we bring them down. And then we come down to that folded, some people call this ragdoll or forward fold position, just as we normally do. And then take a breath in, step back with the right foot and come into that low lunge, draw the hips down and forward, shoulders are down, and gazing just a little way ahead. So it's not too different to our normal sun salute at this point. But from here, as we take a breath out, we go straight back into downward dog. And And first downward dog of the day, we play around with it. We have a little walk with the feet. Maybe coming up onto the tiptoes, lifting the hips up to sky, and then drawing the heels down. Keep lifting the hips up to sky, making sure your middle finger is pointing forwards, your fingers are spread out, space between the shoulders, lifting up on the kneecaps. And then from here, we drop the knees and we tuck the tailbone and we roll forwards, and then we lift the chest. And then from here, we fold at the elbows and we come down. Now, if you're struggling with your wrists, you can just do a little dip and up. Otherwise, you can come down and then up. So only work to what's comfortable for you, but make sure the shoulders, so the elbows don't go out, they're tight against the body. The chest stays lifted and the gaze is forward. So I'll just show that again, coming down and up. And then from here, we roll back to downward dog. Keep those hips up to the sky. Then we take a breath in, and as usual, we step our right foot between the hands and come back into that low lunge, driving the hips down and forwards, keeping our gaze just ahead. And then we breathe out, step the left foot into that forward fold position. And then here, instead of swooping up, we roll up, vertebra by vertebra. Taking a breath in, bringing the arms out wide and bringing them together in prayer position, looking up. And then from here, we go straight into doing that on the other side. So breathing out, rolling down with the hands together in prayer, and then unfolding them, dropping them into that ragdoll forward fold. Taking a breath in, stepping the left foot back into that low lunge. And then we breathe out, straight back to downward dog. And then we breathe in, drop the knees, roll the spine, lift the chest. Breathe out, down. Breathe in, up. And then breathe out, roll back to downward dog. Breathe in, left foot forwards into that low lunge. Breathe out, right foot comes to join it, forward fold. And then breathe in, rolling up, arms come out wide and up to prayer. And then we breathe out, hands to chest, soft gaze, take a few breaths. Now, as we work through these fairly slowly in the beginning, and as I give the breathing instructions, it might be that you can't follow with the breath at this point, and that's fine. Make sure you allow your breath to come and go in a way that's comfortable. If you can follow with the breathing at this stage, then that's great. So just preparing to do the next round. So breath out, drop the hands down, and then breathing in, drawing the hands up into prayer, looking up. And breathing out, folding up the hips, keeping the hands in prayer, dropping the hands down into that forward fold. Breathe in, right foot back into the low lunge. Breathing out to downward dog. Breathe in, drop the knees, roll forwards, lift the chest. Breathe out, dip down. Breathe in, coming back up. Breathe out to downward dog. Breathe in, right foot between the hands, low lunge. Breathe out, left foot comes to join it. And then breathe in, roll up, arms wide, reach up to prayer. And then we fold straight back down, breathing out. forward fold. Breathing in, left foot back into the low lunge. Breathing out to downward dog. Breathe in, tuck the tailbone, drop the knees, roll forwards, lift the chest. Breathe out, dip down. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, roll back to downward dog. Breathe in, left foot between the hands. Breathe out, right foot comes to join. Breathe in, roll up, hands together. Breathe out, hands to chest. Couple of breaths here. And then we'll do another round. Take some full deep breaths in and long breaths out. And then dropping the hands. Breathing in, drawing the hands up to prayer. Breathing out, folding at the hips, coming down into forward fold. Breathe in, right foot back, low lunge. Breathe out to downward dog. Breathe in, drop the knees, tuck the tailbone, roll, lift the chest. Breathe out, dip down. Breathe in, come up, lift chest. Breathe out, roll to downward dog. Breathe in, right foot comes forward, low lunge. Breathe out, left foot joins. Breathe in, roll up, arms wide, up to prayer. Breathe out, fold at the hips, come down. Breathe in, left foot comes back into low lunge. Breathe out, downward dog. Breathe in, drop the knees, tuck the tailbone, roll. Lift chest, breathe out, dip down. Breathe in, come up, lift the chest. Breathe out, roll back to downward dog. Breathe in, left foot between hands, low lunge. Breathe out, right foot comes to join. Breathe in, roll up, vertebra by vertebra, reaching up, hands together. Breathe out, drop the hands down to chest. A couple of breaths here. Now in this last round, I'll give you the option, if you want to work a bit harder, we don't drop our knees down as we transition from downward dog to the dip. We keep our knees up the whole time. And that's only if you have a very strong upper body strength and no problems with the wrists. So please keep knees down. If you're at all concerned or feel any twinges, drop the knees down. So getting ready to start. Breathing out, dropping the hands. Breathing in, reaching up, hands to prayer. Breathing out, folding at the hips, rolling down, hands come down. Breathing in, right foot back into the low lunge. Breathe out, downward dog. And then dropping the knees or just tucking the tailbone, rolling forwards, keeping the knees up, lift the chest. Breathe out, dip down. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out, roll back to downward dog. Breathing in, right foot coming between the hands, low lunge. Breathing out, step the left foot comes to join it. And breathing in, rolling up, arms wide, hands to prayer. And then breathing out, folding straight back down again. Hands come down, forward fold. Breathe in, left foot back, low lunge. Breathing out to downward dog. Breathing in, tucking the tailbone, rolling forwards, lifting the chest. Breathing out, dropping. Breathing in, rising. Breathing out to downward dog. Breathing in, left foot comes to join the hands. Breathing out, right foot comes to join. Breathing in, rolling up, hands together. Breathing out, drop the hands to the chest, drop the shoulders, close your eyes. Allow the breath to settle. A few moments of steady quietness here. Spines properly woken up and stretched. Heart's beating a little faster. Body starting to feel energized. The breath might have picked up a pace. And then open your eyes, drop your hands down and come to face me. It's so weird saying that virtually. And then we're going to come into our dynamic warrior two, where we work with the calf, where we lift up the heel. So coming in to find your starting warrior two position with that foot turned in, the other heel in line with the arch, hips are facing forwards, shoulders are down. Taking a breath in and then breath out into your warrior two. And then just lift the toes of both feet and drop them down again. We're just connecting, waking up our feet, telling them that they've got some work to do. And so here we maneuver up and down in small movements. And then it is an option to then bring up the heel and work with the calf. And we keep giving ourselves a little mental nudge to keep lifting that heel, because it will float down. So keep lifting and keep lifting some more. And see if you can breathe in as you come down and out as you come up, and lift that pelvic floor as you push up as well. So it's very much in and then squeeze up. In, squeeze up, drawing the belly button back towards the spine as well. It can get quite tiring quite quickly in that leading leg doing this. You might even start to get a little bit wobbly. Keep the back leg straight, keep pulling up on that kneecap. And always keeping the shoulders smooth and fluid and relaxed, and the face relaxed too. And then we can come and stretch into that reverse warrior position. And as we breathe out, we bring the heel down with the hand. Breathing in and out. And in and out. And in and out. Really go for it with that stretch. And out. One more. You can do this without lifting and dropping the heel as well. It's too much in the calf this morning. And then to center, breath in and out, and in and out, and in and out. And then adjusting the feet to come to do that on the other side. So here in line with the arch of the other foot, this foot turning in slightly. Keeping the shoulders loose. Let's lift up the toes, spread them out, pop them down again. And then, distracted by a blackbird, taking a breath in and out, coming down. Let's just go up and down a little bit first before we lift the heel. Keep that back leg straight, shoulders down, palms down, face relaxed. Start working with the pelvic floor as well, lifting that up on the out breath as you push up. And then let's lift the heel. See what I did there is I adjusted the position of my foot as well. I brought it in closer. So if you are lifting the heel, you can do that too. Feel free not to lift the heel. So little movements up and down with control, using the breath, using the core. Keep lifting that heel to really get into the calf there. Keep that back leg straight, keep pulling up on that back kneecap. Let's come into those stretches. So breath in into that reverse warrior position, really going for it. And then breath out, heel down. Breath in and out. and in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Last one, and in and out. And let's come back to the center. Another breath in and out. Loud out breath through the mouth. In breath through the nose. Out. Staying down in that squat. Thumb and index finger together. Pelvic floor up. Face relaxed. Keep it steady. Then if you want to, lift up heels. Lift, 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 lift. Keep the spine long, slight tuck of the tailbone. Keep the breath steady. And then bring the heels down, straighten the legs, bring the feet to parallel. And then just coming to stretch over to one side. Gentle stretch. And then the other side. And then turning to come into a warrior one kind of position. So this time our hips are facing forwards, feet facing forwards, face facing forwards. Everything is facing forwards. And this time we're going to work to dip down and come back up with straight legs. So as we come down, we're folding everything. We're folding the knees, we're folding the elbows, and we're coming down on an out breath. So take a breath in and then come down, bending knees and elbows. Breathe in, come up, arms come up, and you can also come up onto the tiptoes, as tall as you can be. Breathing out, folding everything down. Breathing in, coming up, reaching up. Breathing out, coming down. Breathing in, up, reaching. Arms by the ears. Breathing out, coming down, folding. Breathing in, coming up, stretching. Breathing out, folding. Breathing in, stretching. Last one, breathing out, coming down, folding. Breathing in, coming up, stretching. Shake out the legs, roll out the shoulders, and get ready to come and do that on the other side. So, straight legs, hips facing forwards, shoulders facing forwards, gaze facing forwards, feet facing forwards, toes facing forwards. Take a breath in, and then breath out, folding down. Breathing in, coming up, reaching up. Breathing out, coming down. Really make exaggerated sounds with the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Get it all out. Breathe in, all in. Energizing breath in and breath out. Breath in, out. Breathe in, fresh, cool breath. Breathe out. Fold in, breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, breath out. Breathe in. Last one down, breath out. Breathing in, reaching up. And release. And shake out the legs, shake out the shoulders. Tuck in your t-shirt if it's come and touch like mine. And then taking a wide stance. Let's just take a breath in. Bring the arms out just to the sides. And then folding at the hips. Let's draw left hand down, twist over gently to the right. And then bringing the right arm up, looking up to that hand, holding it here for a couple of breaths. And breathe out, unravel. Breathe in, come to the other side. Just a couple of breaths here. Breathe out, unravel, and then just coming to bend one side and come into that Spider-Man stretch. Glide over to the other side. And then coming down onto the mat. And then just rolling down, drawing the knees into the chest. Let's rock side to side. Let's have a little micro relaxation. Just stretch the legs out. Make sure the feet are a little bit wider than hips. Turn the palms up. Make sure there's a bit of space under the armpits. Close your eyes and just allow yourself to completely fall into the floor. Imagine your body is made of lead. It's heavy. It's being pulled down into the core of the earth. Completely surrender to that feeling of being pulled down, of being held and drawn into the earth beneath you. And then bring your feet together, bring the arms above the head and have a long stretch, 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 stretch. And relax. And then drawing the knees into the chest. I'm going to do a little bit of core work now. Rolling into a C-shaped, it's hard to say, a C-shaped shoulder stand. Or you can come into a full plow. I'll show you what I mean. So we're having our hands down along the side of the body, palms down as breaks. And then as we breathe in, lifting the hips, drawing the feet over our heads. And you might not come that far. You might come all the way down. That's the plow. And then rolling down, breath out, roll vertebra by vertebra, bend the knees. Take a breath, and then on the out breath, straighten the legs slowly, gliding them along the floor. Take a breath in, drawing them back up. And as you breathe out, fold, lift the hips, draw the feet back behind the head, lift. Stay here. And then next out breath, rolling back down, vertebra by vertebra. Taking a breath when the feet land, and then breathing out, feet glide along the floor, using your core to keep you steady, your core to help move with control. Then breathe in, glide the feet up, and then breathe out, lift the hips again, draw the feet over the head, as far back as feels comfortable. Then breathing out, feet to floor, take a breath in. Breathe out, control the feet down. Breathe in, bring them back up. Breathe out, roll back up. Bring the feet all the way down if that's where you're at today. Breathe out, rolling down. Feet land, breath in. Breathe out, glide down, breathe in, up. So you can keep with that. And if you're just finding yourself doing a smaller movement like this, so you're just rolling up a little way and rolling down, that's absolutely fine. Just work to the point at which there's a challenge for you. Maybe try and come a little bit further. So keep playing around with that. Now, if you want more of a challenge and you know that your lower back is in good health and that you have a strong core, we can modify this so it's more of a challenge. So we're coming all the way over and we're rolling down, but we're bringing our legs up to a right angle and then breathing out, bringing them down slowly. Then we breathe in, up they come, and then out breath, lift the hips, feet come behind the head. And then breathing out to come down with control. Breathing in, up they come. Breathing out. Breathing in. And then out. What state is my neck going to be in after looking at you whilst doing this? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's do one more down wherever you are. And then when you finish whatever round you are on, draw the knees in, rock side to side. Easing out any tension. And let's just come into a little twist while we're here, get everything back in the right place. So dropping the knees over to the left, right arm comes out wide, left hand's on right thigh, zigzag twist. Couple of breaths here. Next out breath, exchange. And come to do that on the other side. Encourage the shoulders down into the earth. Relax the face, the tongue, the jaw. And then staying on your side, or whatever you need to do to go and grab your cushion. And just get it handy. Oh, it's the window cleaner. This could be interesting. So we're going to start by lying with our hips stacked, our knees stacked, and our feet stacked. And our feet are more or less in line with our hips or our bum, if I'm going to be completely accurate. And then our hand is supporting us at the front, and our head is supported by our hand at the back. So take a breath in, and then in the next out breath, you're going to lift the top knee and then close. I'm just going to work with that opening and closing movement, turning your attention to your glutes, maybe adjusting your feet, that you start to feel the work more in your glutes. If you're not feeling it much in the glute, play around where your feet are, much draw them a bit further back and up so that you really feel it. Make sure you keep this shoulder down. Notice how your core is keeping you steady. Let's just do 2 more. And then bring the knee up to the cushion. Keep that lower leg straight. And apart from that, everything's just as it was just now. And then this time on the out breath, we lift that straightened leg and lower. Lift the straightened leg and lower. Keep working, lifting and lowering, keeping the rest of the body fairly steady. All the work is in the leg, and especially the inner thigh. This is a very good one. Well, this is entirely for the inner thigh, and a bit of hip mobility as well. But there are a few exercises that work the inner thigh. Going with control. And just hold it up there. A couple of breaths. Ouch. And then bring it down. Then take your cushion, pop it under the ear above the arm. So this is to keep my cushion's a little bit fat for this actually, but this is to keep our neck in line with our spine and keep the hips stacked. Keep the hand in front for support. Lift that top leg, point the toes and just draw little circles in one direction. And then make those circles a bit bigger. And then change direction, keeping those circles large. And then make them small. And then bend that bottom leg. And then bend this one, bringing it up into a bicycle motion. Lifting the knee and then pushing with the foot. Circling the leg round. And next time the foot comes behind, just catch the ankle there and pull. So you've got a bit of a stretch along the top of the thigh. Breathing into that. And then releasing, and then we'll come to do that all on the other side. So to begin with, the stacking hips, stacking the knees, stacking the feet, keeping that shoulder down away from the ear, hand is supporting, and then we're lifting that top knee, working into the glute. Keep drawing that belly button back, working the core here as well. Keep space, that sense of space in the chest, you're not hunching down. The chest is open, the breath is flowing freely in and out. Let's do 4 more little lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're taking our cushion, popping it under the knee there, straightening that lower leg, and then we're lifting and lowering the leg, working with the inner thigh, bit of hip mobility. I'm excited for when the window cleaner is going to appear at the window. Breathing out as you lift. Maybe it won't happen. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're taking our cushion, popping it under the ear to make sure we've got straight, long spine, straightening out the legs, and then lifting and doing those little circles. Focus on the quality, not the quantity of your little circles. Work with control. Really try and make them perfect little circles. And then make those circles a bit bigger, but we're not scooting our leg up. We're just going for a little bit more size. And then change direction of your circles, keeping them fairly large, but still the best shaped circles you can manage. And let's make those circles a little smaller. Tiny little circles. And then bending that lower leg and then drawing the knee up and cycling around. Breathing in as we draw up and out as we cycle round. In and out. In and out. In. Next time the foot comes round, catch the ankle and come into that stretch. Well, that feels good. To get more of a stretch, really tuck the tailbone. And then draw the foot back. Get the face relaxed. And then release, cast the cushion to the side. And then let's come up into cat and cow. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, breathing out, tucking, lifting the spine, breathing in, coming into cow, gazing forward, lifting the tailbone, breathing out to cat, breathing into cow, Breathing out to cat. Keep going like this. Or you can lift the knees, tuck the toes. And a bit more fire in the body. And really draw the belly button up when you go into that cat. Really works the core when we've got the knees off the floor like this. And then widen the knees, push back into a child's pose with the arms stretched out, forehead to mat, belly loose. Relax. And then from here, keeping low along the mat, low along the earth, slide the body forwards, and then you're coming up into a sphinx. Lift the chest, fire the heart forward, draw the shoulders down. Relax the gaze. A couple of breaths here. Just notice that slight stretch of the abs, which have worked quite hard today. Encourage that stretch a little more by lifting the chest a little bit more consciously, all the while drawing those shoulders right down. And then breathe out, come up onto the knees, and then shuffle around to sit down on your bum. And then one leg's folded, the other stretched out, sit up tall. And then we're turning to twist, and we turn to the direction of the folded knee, bringing the opposite arm around to help us twist round. Keep that chin tucked, keep the spine long. Move round on the out breath. If you want to come into a deeper twist, then you take that elbow and you put it over the leg, span out the fingers. Really draw that belly button back and push around a little bit more. And then breathe out to unravel, swapping legs, sitting up tall again, draw the shoulders down, little push with that flexed foot, lengthen the body, and then breathing out to start twisting round. And each twist is on the out breath, each movement round deeper into it is with the out breath, and on every in breath work to lengthen the body still. And then again, you might want to bring that elbow all the way around, stretch out the fingers and turn a little deeper into the twist. Next out breath, slowly unravel. And then just taking a blanket or whatever you need to come and to lie down for some relaxation. So getting yourself comfy. If you're coming into a traditional Shavasana, make sure those feet are a little wider than hips. Feet are hanging out to the side. Palms are facing up, some space under the armpits. And if you're feeling like you need to wriggle or stretch, something needs to shake itself out, do that now. And then allow yourself to sink and surrender into the earth. Close your eyes. Encourage the jaw to soften. Allow the breath just to come and go just exactly as it pleases. Turn your attention to your ears. Notice any sensations. Do they feel warm or cool? Notice the sounds that your ears are taking in. Can you imagine or can you sense what the inside of the ears feels like? Go on a little exploratory journey. What can you sense? Same with the mouth. Notice any sensations in the lips, heat, of buzzing, coolness. Journey into the inside of the mouth, the tongue, the roof of the mouth, the walls of the cheeks. Just noticing sensation, textures, movements, temperatures. Just observing and taking in the data. Traveling down the body, taking your attention to the belly area and the lower back. Again, there's a softness, a hardness, heat, coolness, bubbling, vibrating, pulsing. Just noticing the sensations without judgment, without expectation, just observing. And then lastly, coming down to the feet, the tops of the feet. Noticing sensations, temperatures, movements, reactions. The soles of the feet. And lastly, the toes. Noticing the feelings in the toes. And then dropping away any observations and just allowing yourself a few moments to breathe and be still. Any discomforts, any distractions, anything happening around you right now is completely welcome. All you have to do is lie and be still and allow your body to breathe itself. And then as ever, you can stay there as long as you're allowed, or as long as you want. I'm going to have a stretch. And take a full breath in. I'm going to roll over to my side. I'm going to roll my shoulders. I'm going to say thank you for joining me today. As ever. Always a pleasure. And it's like seeing it all emerge. I might see you at the school gate. But thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. And I'll send this recording anyway, so you can do it again if you want. Thank you. Bye.